Welcome to another edition of Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. This particular game is the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Orlando Magic. I come to you 2:49 remaining left in the first period. Right now, the Thunder trail 26-25. Russell Westbrook is at the free throw line. So the Thunder come in 31-18, third in the Western Conference. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They've won 5 in a row. The Orlando Magic come into this game 20-30. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They lost 3 in a row. So both teams are heading in opposite directions. This particular road trip for the Thunder is all Eastern Conference. They have a 3-game road trip, 2 in Florida at first, Orlando. Then 3 games later, they play Miami before finishing up the road trip against the Boston Celtics, a top tier team in the Eastern Conference. As Russell Westbrook makes both free throws, he now has 8 points. Terrence Ross with a jumper, and he knocks it down. Ross so far this season averaging 13 points per game. So the Magic go about 128-27. Abdul Nader for 3 on the right wing, can't knock it down, and Jonathan Simmons comes away with this rebound. So when you look at this particular matchup for the Thunder, this is a trap game, obviously coming off of a tough game against the Milwaukee Bucks, in which they completely, showcase that they're a top tier team in the league. They hold Giannis Antetokounmpo, a front runner for MVP, to 8 of 22 from the floor. Yes, he ended with 27 points, 18 rebounds, and 4 assists, but it was made very difficult as the Thunder blocked 7 shots on him in that particular game, the most blocked shots against Giannis Antetokounmpo in one game. So they showed their top tier level defense against one of the best teams in the NBA. Now you come against a team that's not one of the best teams in the NBA. You tend to fall flat at times or show no sense of urgency. Well, the Thunder right now, they're up by 1. They are dominating in the paint. They have 16 points in the paint already, and that's with Steven Adams not being in the game. He's out due to a sprained ankle he sustained against the Bucks. He actually played that game. He finished that game, but considering the Thunder have 3 days rest between this game and the Heat game, they figure he should sit down and get some treatment. Also, Terrence Ferguson, who's been shooting amazing over the last month, is out due to back spasms that flared up pregame. So the Thunder have to dip into their depth, which they do have. But when you consider the positions that are injured, Steven Adams at center and Ferguson at the 2 guard, they're going to have to utilize Hamidou Diallo, Abdul Nader, Nerlens Noel, Patrick Patterson, among others, just to try to fill those gaps. A lot of times when you deal with injuries, some players aren't used to playing as many minutes as they might be featured due to the injury. So we'll have to see how the Thunder adjust to that. But with that said, they still have Russell Westbrook and they still have Paul George, who's having a phenomenal season, MVP caliber season, averaging just under 28 points per game. He's not only averaging 28 points per, but he's putting himself in the MVP conversation as he just hit a 3. So now he has 15 points in the quarter. The game is tied at 32. When you look at Paul George and what he's done, especially saying that he decided to stay with Russell Westbrook, he showed that Russell Westbrook isn't as toxic as many people would like to make you assume. And because of that, now you're seeing he's more comfortable with the organization, and he's playing at a level that showcases he's at the forefront of the offense. Or offensively, of course, Westbrook is the conductor. He sets up everyone. But in terms of premier go-to scorer, especially in clutch situations, Paul George has jumped to the forefront of the Oklahoma City offense and has opened them up. So while I've been breaking down that particular soliloquy, the Magic went on to score a 3-pointer. So now they're up 1. They're up 4, as the Paul George 3 was called a long 2. So the score is 35-31, 11.3 seconds left. Dennis Schroder at the free throw line, as he was just fouled. Schroder misses the first free throw, and that's an issue for the Thunder throughout this season, free throw shooting. Schroder on the year shooting 80%. You got Paul George shooting 83%. But when you have Russell Westbrook shooting 65%, and you have Steven Adams shooting 57%, you got Jeremy Grant who's shooting a career high 65%. Those things come into play when you're dealing in close games and things of that nature. So for the Thunder, they have to figure out how to make up for points that they're not getting at the line. Schroder goes 1 of 2, is 35-32, 6 seconds remaining. Great steal from Paul George. George gets Abdul Nader, who couldn't get a shot off at the buzzer. So the Thunder go into the second quarter trailing by 3, 35-32. Paul George and Russell Westbrook carried the offense. But defensively is where the Thunder are going to have to focus, especially with Steven Adams sidelined with the sprained ankle. So how will the Thunder adjust? We'll have to see. We'll be back. This is Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. The Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Orlando Magic. We'll be back. Welcome back to Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. The Thunder trailed by 3, 35-32 to Orlando. In the first quarter, the Thunder shot 50% from the field, 9 of 12 from the free throw line. And as I say that, Paul George, who scored 14 points in that first quarter, will be going to the line for 2 more. The Thunder got 16 points in the paint, which allowed them to negate some tough shooting from the 3-point line. They were 1 of 4 from 3 in the first quarter. As Paul George makes that first free throw, his 14 points in the quarter were the second most points scored in the quarter for him this season. So he's getting off to a great start. Him actually starting with this second unit is a good thing to me, especially since Billy Donovan has been staggering him and Russell Westbrook's minutes. With Steven Adams out, though, we're going to have to see how he utilizes Russell Westbrook in the latter parts of this game, because usually, especially in the second half, Steven Adams is the first one to come off the bench before Paul George and Westbrook. So how does he stagger Westbrook before Paul George comes in that second half, probably latter part of that fourth quarter? So it's 35-34, Paul George with a jumper. He was looking for a foul there. It almost looked like he came up lame there with that hamstring, but it was really just a emphasis on the contact. The refs didn't give him the call, but he disagrees. 36-35 Thunder lead. DJ Augustine, a former Thunder player, is on the Magic. And the 3-point shot is no good for Aaron Gordon. Paul George gets it to Abdul Nader. Spin move, or half spin, He misses the layup, so Jonathan Simmons comes away with the rebound. Jonathan Simmons, the player that actually came to prominence as a member of the San Antonio Spurs, a role player with the Spurs. He really showed great athleticism and a fearlessness that's allowed him to play in key moments on any team. So the moment is never too big for Simmons. He's actually a solid player. I wish he was on a much better team so you could really see how much better he could be utilized. But in a lot of situations, especially coming from the D-League or a player that's been relegated to the bench for a lot of their career, they have to focus on getting some job security first. So I understand his decision going to the Magic, but he definitely should be on a much better team. Thunder lead by 3 as Dennis Schroder got a layup, exploiting Mo Bamba on the switch. He wasn't able to get to that baseline to stop that layup from Schroder. So at the free throw line is Simmons. First free throw is no good. That's the first miss at the free throw line for the Magic. The Magic went 6 of 6 at the free throw line in the first quarter. Second free throw, no good, rebounded by Jeremy Grant. Now 45 remaining in the second. Schroder with the basketball, takes a screen from Patrick Patterson. Patterson gets the ball in the post, guarded by Aaron Gordon. They don't call a foul. Terrence Ross with the rebound, looking for Augustine. Thought about a 3. Instead gets it to Gordon. Gordon kicks out to Simmons. Great closeout from Paul George. Nader there to drive baseline. 10 on the clock. Ross, pull-up jumper is no good. Great defense from the Thunder as the Magic had numbers offensively. The Thunder closed out brilliantly, especially on DJ Augustine and Simmons, to make it a very tough shot for Terrence Ross. So the Thunder able to get some stops and maintain the three-point lead. 9:06 remaining in the second. Jeremy Grant is just fouled in the post. Now, this is a unique situation, especially for Jeremy, as Jerry Grant, his brother, is actually on the Magic. So there's going to be situations where they cross-match and have to guard each other. Grant inside takes contact, and they call a goaltend against Mo Bamba. A little bit too aggressive on that block there. Hit the backboard first. But you can see, especially in this game, Mo Bamba's length at this young age is going to be a complete terror for this league as he starts to develop. Aaron Gordon for three. No good. Rebounded by Bamba as he was guarded by Paul George. He actually pulls up for three. Can't knock it down. Rebounded by Dennis Schroder. So right now the Thunder starting to overwhelm the Magic defensively. They're 3 of 14 from three. Patrick Patterson can't make the three. Rebounded by Ross. So he's able to get it ahead to Simmons on the right wing. Crossover dribble, looking to set up. Bamba, another three from the right wing. He knocks that down. So he doesn't lack for confidence. Able to stretch the floor as Mo Bamba. The game is 40-38. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. George looking to get to the basket. Takes contact and one. So Paul George looking to get the 3 points back in the conventional way. Paul George is just in an exceptional groove offensively. His ability to utilize his stop and start really quick in his movements, but not necessarily rushed. His style is consistently fluid. Right now, 20.7 of 9 from the field, 5 of 5 at the free throw line. So he's just continuously doing anything he wants to do offensively. He's not forcing it, though, which is allowing everyone else to get involved. Right now, Thunder up 5, 43-38. The thing about Paul George is that his game is really based in his defense. He takes pride in the defensive end, and that's what has him in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. As the Thunder are one of the best defensive rating teams, and as Alex Abrinas is in the game, this is a great sight to see. Alex has been out for some time. Alex Abrinas gets that rebound. So looking at Jeremy Grant, tried to get a reverse dunk there. I think the pass was a little bit too far ahead of him. He still tried to finish it and make the spectacular play as Evan Fournier gets the finish off the glass. So for the Thunder, they're able to get Abrinas as Paul George pulls up for three. Knockdown three is good. So Thunder up 6, 46-40. Great find from Russell Westbrook. But for what Paul George has been able to do, his game has been based on the defensive end for the majority of his career. As his offensive game caught up to that effort on the defensive end, you see one of the best two-way players in the game. Obviously, the two-way player term has been thrown around ad nauseum over the last couple of years, but he's truly one of the best two-way players. And I think his game offensively coming into the fold the way it has for OKC has opened up so many different dynamics for his team that it puts him in a position to be a true Western Conference contender and potential championship contender if everything rounds out. So we'll have to see how that goes as the season goes on. But right now, the Orlando Magic have to call a timeout to slow things down. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. This is Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. We'll be back. Welcome back to Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. The Thunder lead the Magic 46-40. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. The Thunder are making it very difficult on the Magic as Jerry Grant can't knock down that jumper. They're struggling from three. They're 3 of 14 from three. The Thunder are also putting them in position to have to foul in the paint. And because of that foul trouble, the Thunder have been able to get easy baskets and get in the flow offensively. Westbrook, cross-court pass to Abrinas. Abrinas for three. Can't make that three. Fighting for that rebound was Westbrook, but the Magic come away with it as Grant, guarded by Patrick Patterson, Jonathan Isaac knocks in a jumper. So Isaac's ability to stretch the floor as well. He provides a great complement to Bamba, and they complement each other, both being of slender frame but have immense height and length in terms of Paul George step back three, no good. In terms of wingspan, that provides big mismatches for the Magic, especially in the future. Right now, they're both growing into their game, so really all they know is really block shots and putbacks and things of that nature. But the ability to stretch the floor, as I just said, with Isaac and Mo Bamba, who hit a three earlier, that will help the Magic offensively as time goes on. Abrines thought about a three. He just missed one. Able to get it to Paul George. George has been hot. Thought about a three. Drops baseline. Reverse layup is good. So he's completely in a groove. 26 points in the first half, and we still have 5:30 remaining in the second quarter. 9 of 12 from the field. Nikola Vucevic almost had a dunk there, but he's fouled on the reach-in. As they showed a replay from Paul George, guarded by Isaac, takes him baseline with the reverse in his soft English, man. He's such a smooth player. And I think, especially coming off of that catastrophic leg injury he had in the exhibition game in the Olympics for Team USA. Not the Olympics, but the exhibition game for Team USA. This was about four or 5 years ago. Paul George had to reinvent his game and focus more on shooting and utilizing his skills outside of just athleticism. The athleticism at times is still there, still streaky, and he can still show flashes. But I think it opened up and expanded his game way more in terms of utilizing shooting, utilizing areas on the floor, making his game more cerebral. And I think being 20 years old, he's not even at the peak of his prime just yet. So to be at this level as he gets an and one, what a circus shot from Paul George. He's really in his zone right now. To be able to do the things he's doing, this is the epitome of what he wanted to get to when he played, when he decided to re-sign with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, that's a Larry Bird type of shot over the backboard, basically, the top of the arena, and it drops right back in. And now Paul George is receiving an MVP chance, 51-46 Thunder lead. I mean, he's performing spectacularly in his first half, but the Magic are still competing at a high level as Nerlens Noel blocks Vucevic. Westbrook at the rim, and he finishes. So Westbrook now 53 points for the Thunder. Westbrook playing within the offense. Oklahoma City right now 3 block shots. So they're continuing their torrid play defensively. I mentioned the block shots they had against Giannis Antetokounmpo. Westbrook with a rebound, attacking Euro step off the glass, and he finishes once again. So 9-point game, Oklahoma City leads, 4:25 remaining in the first half, and Orlando has to call another timeout with the ability to just turn it on whenever they want to. This performance defensively is what Oklahoma City has built their identity on this year, and even when their shooting isn't as hot as it's been from Paul George and others, they can get out and run and create opportunities as the last 2 baskets from Russell Westbrook showcase. So we'll be back after this timeout. This is Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. We'll be back. Thunder lead by 9, 55-46 over the Orlando Magic. Welcome back to Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. And out of that timeout, the Magic respond with a 3 from Jonathan Isaac. So it's a 55-49 lead for the Thunder. Jeremy Grant in the post, guarded by Ross. Contact. They don't give it to Grant. Isaac with the rebound, looking for a guard. Thought about another 3 as they're working around the perimeter, left wing inside to Vucevic, guarded by Noel. And Vucevic comes back. So 5 quick points for the Magic to get within 4, 55-51. Westbrook directing, orchestrating. Right wing, looking for George. Great closeout from Fournier. 9 on the shot clock. George off the glass. Can't finish. Evan Fournier gets the rebound looking at his setup. Thunder get back defensively, but 7 straight points from the Magic stop the momentum for the Thunder as we approach 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Westbrook looking for Abrines. 3-point shot for Abrines is good. So that's Abrines' first basket in quite a while. His first basket since December 23rd, so that's before Christmas. The Thunder 3 of 9 from 3. The Magic 5 of 16 from 3. Isaac thought about responding. Guarded by Paul George. Kicks out to Fournier. 4 on the clock. Fournier has to get a shot up. Pulls up for 3. And he can't knock it down. Rebounded by Westbrook. Westbrook working the middle of the floor. Trying to find Jeremy Grant for slam. So big time dunk from Jeremy Grant. Great energy. Thunder respond. 60-53. 5 quick points from the Thunder to slow down Orlando's run. Big time slam from Jeremy Grant. So as they have to adjust the game clock, it actually went to 10:48. So Jeremy Grant tonight, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Grant should be in the running for most improved, considering how he's been able to evolve as a member of the Thunder over the last 3 years. He just re-signed with the Thunder for another 3 years. So this is him in year 5. He's 24 years old, so he's still coming into his own and discovering himself. But with the Thunder, especially since coming from the Sixers, a team that was trusting the process but not necessarily playing to their fullest potential, as Paul George can't finish a layup, they call a foul. So Paul George able to get to the free throw line. No, they say the foul's on the floor. But for Jeremy Grant, coming from a Sixers team that was trusting the process at the time, not necessarily playing with a purpose, so to say, they didn't necessarily develop Jeremy. He was really just playing off of raw ability, which was very raw. He didn't really have any polish to him. But coming to the Thunder, as Westbrook shoots their first free throw, it rolls around and drops in. Playing with the Thunder, he was able to develop himself in a specific role, playing alongside Westbrook, being able to run the lanes, play defense, and starts to stretch the defense, especially from the corner from 3. His confidence has grown, and now you see what he can truly become. The Thunder now lead by 9 as Westbrook makes both free throws. Westbrook now 14 points, 5 rebounds, 12 assists. As Nerlens Noel back into the game, almost had a steal, instead gets a block, rebounded by Westbrook. Westbrook pushing again, contact, they don't call a foul, so it sails out of bounds. He thought it was fouled there. He's talking with the referee. But Nerlens Noel, who's a player of similar circumstances to Jeremy years ago, he's been in situations where the teams really haven't been the best. So he hasn't been really able to develop himself within a winning situation. He's really just been playing in the NBA of raw ability. And now in a team, in a winning situation, competing for a championship and just playing in high leverage moments, you can truly see where Nerlens can be effective. And his ability to defend not only on the interior blocking shots and making it difficult for bigs, but his ability to defend on the perimeter has showcased so many different skills, and he's going to be in line for a great contract once he becomes a free agent. Hopefully for the Thunder, they try to re-sign him because he's playing a great role. And they show Paul George split defenders, take Nikola Vucevic in the paint. They don't call a foul on Vucevic, but Paul George right now is just completely dominating. 31 points in the first half. Fournier for 3 as he got lost off the screen. Paul George got caught on a pick. So it's a 5-point game, 64-59. 55 seconds left as Westbrook has it deflected, but Thunder retain possession. Schroder attacking. Gets it to Noel. Floater inside. Can't fall. Fighting for that rebound is Schroder. Rebounded by Aaron Gordon. And the leak out by Fournier puts the Magic in position to get within one possession, 64-61, 33 seconds left. Paul George working the right corner, drives baseline, kicks to Jeremy Grant for three. It's good. So that was a great response for Jeremy Grant. Great find from Paul George on the baseline. Not forcing anything. As I mentioned, he has 31 points. He could have easily tried to get a bucket there, but he played within the offense, found Jeremy Grant in the corner for a wide open three. So shot clock and game clock virtually identical. It's probably about 0.6 of a second difference. So this will probably be the last shot of the half. Augustine, hesitation dribble, try to get it inside to Vucevic, and he slams. So 5.8 seconds left. Thunder we'll get last shot. It's a 4-point game, 67-63. Westbrook with the basketball, attacks, contact, tries to slam it. He doesn't slam. He scores. He takes a shot in the face, and Jeremy Grant trying to get a shot off at the buzzer. He can't quite get it, but Westbrook is looking for the foul. He's able to finish at the rim. But the Thunder go into the half 69-63. Westbrook with the strong finish takes a big shot to the face. They don't call a foul. Westbrook very upset about that, but he'll be going into the locker room with a lead, 69-63. Paul George has been dominating offensively, 31 points for Paul George, continuing his MVP case. The Thunder looking to extend their winning streak to 6 games. The Magic trying to break a 3-game losing streak. So we'll be back after halftime. This is Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. The Oklahoma City Thunder lead the Orlando Magic by 13. This was an extended halftime break for me. The Thunder lead 79-66. At the moment, Russell Westbrook is working on another triple-double as Hamidou Diallo had a reverse layup that was blocked. Diallo tried to go right back. Great tenacity there. Nerlens Noel was able to get the offensive rebound, try to put it back up on the rim. Didn't fall, but right now, defensively, the Thunder had just opened up everything. Right now, Oklahoma City has forced 9 turnovers against the Magic. The Thunder, on the opposite side, has managed the basketball, have 5 turnovers. Jeremy Grant thought about another 3. Hamidou Diallo 4-3, knocks it down. So Hamidou Diallo, they call it a long 2. So that was a big-time basket for Diallo, who was actually starting in place of Terrence Ferguson, who had to sit down due to back spasms rearing its ugly head in pregame. So the Thunder right now on an 8-0 run, which was stopped momentarily by a basket from Nikola Vucevic. Paul George for 3, wasn't able to knock it down. So 81-68 Magic trail. Augustine, what a strong finish going right at the rookie in Diallo. Augustine's another player very similar to my sentiments on Jonathan Simmons. I think because he's on this team, he's really there for leadership and stability. But I think Augustine could be a great player on a much better team. As Russell Westbrook caught a turnover, he tried to force one on Aaron Gordon under the rim, wasn't able to knock it down, and Westbrook defensively prevented an easy basket. Then gets a rebound as a 3 was missed. Inside to Nerlens Noel, the floater is no good. So we approach 7 minutes remaining in the third. Vucevic guarded by Noel. Fournier misses a 3. Jeremy Grant almost had that rebound, but the Magic get the rebound. Aaron Gordon, right corner 3 is good. So the Thunder have to call a timeout. Now only lead by 8, 81-70. They had their largest lead of the game recently with an 81-65, with an 81-66 lead, 15-point lead. But the Magic look to respond, so they trail by 8, 81-73. We'll be back after this timeout. Thunder lead by 8. Welcome back to Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. The Oklahoma City Thunder lead the Magic 81-73. They recently got their largest lead of the game by 15 points, 81-66, but the Magic looked to respond very quickly and only trail by 8. Quick 7-0 run puts them in position to get back within striking distance. In the first half, Paul George with 31 points, just shooting exceptionally well. Westbrook and George so far have combined for 50 points. As Westbrook completes a double-double, he has 19 points, 10 assists. He's 1 rebound away from his 17th triple-double of the season. So Westbrook at this point is starting to get into that groove that we saw recently from 2017 as John Isaac with a great reverse layup there. Excuse me. Yeah, that was Isaiah. That was John Isaac there. Westbrook tried to set up Nerlens Noel, was deflected, but he saved the possession. Paul George jumper, no good. Rebounded by Evan Fournier. So 83-75. Paul George able to stop Fournier's progression towards the rim, deflected by Paul George. Back to Mo Bamba. Bamba gets that rebound. Excuse me, that was John Isaac. I'm right the first time. Why do I keep doing that? Anyway, Paul George misses his second consecutive basket. Fournier thought about a 3 stop by Jeremy Grant. Cross-court pass to Gordon. Gordon for 3. Unable to knock it down. Vucevic with the offensive rebound inside to DJ Augustine. Augustine gets it inside to Vucevic. 6 on the clock. He's able to score. So Thunder only lead by 6 now. 2 possession game, 83-77. Vucevic tonight, 21 points, 9 rebounds. Westbrook trying to get inside. Pulls up for a mid-range. Can't knock it down. Rebounded by Isaac. Gets it to Augustine. Augustine for 3. Thought about it. Draws a foul. And they're going to say he was fouled on a 3. The Thunder were recently up by 16 points. Now, with the Magic hitting the 3-point shot, getting offensive rebounds, finding ways to get back into this game, now it could potentially be a 1-possession game. As the referees have to determine whether it's a 3 or a 2. More than likely, they'll reverse it. The contact looked to be on the floor. Augustine is getting 3 free throws, so this could potentially put the score to 83-80. Augustine on the season shooting exceptional from the free throw line. 4:59 remaining in the third period, so still a mountain of time left. Augustine makes the second. Coming into the game is Dennis Schroder and Patrick Patterson. All 3 free throws are good, so it's a 3-point game now. As I said, 4:59 remaining in the third quarter, so the Thunder have to get back to quality offensive possessions. Westbrook at the rim, trying to slam over Vucevic, and he couldn't get it towards that rim. Tough possession there. You got to get quality possessions. Obviously, it's Westbrook. You love his athleticism, but if he can't finish, now you have a Magic team who's hot, They're starting to feel that rhythm, getting that groove, and defensive stops have to be key here. So let's see how the Thunder adjust to what the Magic are doing. Isaac with the basketball, dribble handoff to Fournier. Fournier trying to get inside, floater, and he makes the layup. So we're back into a different ball game. 83-82, 4:27 remaining. Nerlens Noel has to go back to the locker room. We haven't received word as to why. Schroder trying to get inside, has it blocked by Isaac. So now the Magic have an opportunity to take the lead. Vucevic jumper, no good. Rebounded by Westbrook. So he completes the triple-double, his 17th of the season. Westbrook trying to get a mid-range jumper. Can't get it to fall, but he draws a foul. So if you're Billy Donovan, that's positive. But right now, the Magic have all the momentum. They were trailing by 6 at halftime. They got down by as many as 15 off a Hamidou Diallo jumper. And then the Magic just started making every shot possible. So Westbrook at the line, his struggles have been well documented tonight. 2 of 4 at the free throw line. He makes the first. So that's good. Thunder take a 2-point lead. As they showed a graphic of Westbrook, he is just 16 triple doubles away from Magic Johnson for second all time. And the remarkable thing about what Westbrook has done as he gets ready to take this second free throw, it is no good. As he gets ready to attack Magic Johnson in terms of being second all time, the majority of these triple doubles have come in the last 5 seasons. So that just goes to show you how prolific he has been over that period of time. One of those years, he actually broke the record for triple doubles in a single season, previously held by Oscar Robertson. In 1962, he had 41 triple doubles. Westbrook had 42 triple doubles. So, as Westbrook trying to set up Abdul Nader for 3, no good. The Thunder still lead by 2. So, Westbrook doing what he's done over the last 5 years, he's normalized the triple double in a way that, as the Thunder can't get the rebound, both Patrick Patterson and Jeremy Grant went for that rebound, and the basket goes to Vucevic. Game is tied at 84. Westbrook, left wing, trying to get it inside the paint. In the corner, pulls up for 3, no good. And the Thunder can't get the rebound. So Jeremy Grant looking to get inside, pulls up for a mid-range jumper. It's good. So the Magic take a 2-point lead, 86-84. They've been able to come back from 15 down here in this third period. Grant trying to get a shot off, gets it to Nader. Nader drives baseline. Contact, no call. He's able to score. So game is tied at 86. To this point, the Magic have outscored the Thunder by 6. But when you consider what they were trailing by, these last 3 minutes have been horrendous for the Thunder defensively. Vucevic guarding Patrick Patterson. Kick out to Jonathan Isaac. The 3-pointer is no good. Getting that rebound has not fallen in their favor. Isaac takes another 3. So, trailing by as many as 15 now, they are up by 3, 153 remaining. And you have to take into account the Thunder, as good as they were scoring in that first half, a lot of that was done without Steven Adams, without Terrence Ferguson. So now the Thunder without Nerlens Noel. And as I say that, Jeremy Grant comes back, gets an and 1. So now they're up 5. The Thunder have to figure out how to corral rebounds. They're getting stops, but these offensive rebounds allow the Magic to get extra possessions and get those mismatches or cross matches that put them in position to get easy 3-pointers or putbacks. And now the Thunder are on their heels. With that said, it's still a 5-point game, 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the third. This is Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. We'll be right back. 121. What is the Magic? What is the Thunder doing? Out of that timeout, Paul George is able to get to the free throw line, but he misses a free throw. So right now, the rhythm of the Thunder is completely off. They trail by 6. They were up by as many as 6. They were up by 6 going into halftime, up by as many as 15 here in this third period. But the drought came, and honestly, defensively is where they lost this lead as George misses both free throws, which is a rarity for a player of his caliber, shooting 84% at the line. But as I said, just the entire rhythm has been thrown off. They haven't been able to defensive rebound. They've been turning over the basketball, and more so than anything, those as Abdul Nader's called for a foul. So Jonathan Simmons has an opportunity to increase this lead to 8. If you're the Thunder, as great as you were playing there in that first half and to start that third period, you have to find a way to get stopped defensively. Paul George in the first half had 31 points. Since then, he hasn't scored. So they have to figure out how to get him back into the fold offensively while also figuring out how to defensive rebound. Isaac makes that first free throw, so it's a 7-point game, 93-86. Second free throw is good, so it's an 8-point game, 94-86 as we approach 1 minute remaining in the third period. George, Jeremy Grant thought about a 3, looks to attack off the glass and is good. So back to a 6-point game. Jeremy Grant able to stop the bleeding somewhat. Under a minute remaining, 45 seconds left in the third. Paul George guarding Simmons. Simmons attacking, looks to kick out to Terrence Ross. Chased off the 3-point line. Instead takes a jumper. George comes away with a defensive rebound. George looking to score, looking to get it to Nader in the right corner. Nader has to go to Grant, who gets it to Schroder. Back to Nader. Nader for 3. Big 3 from Abdul Nader. So it's a one-possession game for the Thunder in the third period, 94-91. Big-time basket for Nader. So shot clock is off. Jeremy Grant with the basketball, looking to build this lead for the Magic, who's completely outscored the Thunder here. Simmons at the buzzer, no good. And Mo Bamba wasn't able to get a basket off before the end of the quarter. So the Thunder, who went into the quarter up 6, now trail by 3. They were up by as many as 15 in that third period before the Magic just completely took over, or especially on the offensive glass and utilizing that 3-point line. So they were able to take the lead up by as many as 8. The Thunder scored 5 quick points to make it a one-possession game going into the fourth. We'll be back with more. This is Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. See you soon. Welcome back to Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. The Thunder trail 94-91 as the Magic went on a 28-7 run to really erase a 15-point deficit. So far, they've been able to just attack the offensive glass. The Thunder have struggled on the defensive glass, most notably due to Steven Adams' absence with a sprained ankle he's recovering from. Also, the Thunder don't have Terrence Ferguson, who was out due to back spasms that reared in the pregame. So the Thunder have to dip into their depth, but considering how great Paul George played in the first half and how much or lack thereof he did in the third quarter, now you see why the Magic are back into this game. Augustine, guarded by Nerlens Noel, he hands it off to Aaron Gordon. Turnaround jumper is no good, but still another offensive rebound for the Magic. 8 on the shot clock. Augustine, guarded by Nader, has to get a shot up. He goes off the glass. Great block by Nader. The Thunder are out with an opportunity to score. Nader takes contact. He can't finish the layup. So the Magic dodged 2 bullets there. 94-91. Inside Mo Bamba with the slam. So defensive breakdown by the Thunder on the pick and roll. And Mo Bamba has been able to sneak into certain pockets and score. Also, we want to give a huge shout out to Jonathan Isaac, who's been able to perform at a high level inside. Nerlens Noel able to get a layup off an alley-oop opportunity. So it's back to a three-point game, 96-93. Great pass from Dennis Schroder. Nerlens Noel called for the foul there, trying to defend trying to defend DJ Augustine off the screen. Noel has had to start for Steven Adams. Paul George almost got a steal there. Aaron Gordon tries to get an assist. Terrence Ross has to get a three-up. Can't get it, but the offensive glass once again there for Aaron Gordon. The Thunder aren't boxing out. They trail by 5 right now. Schroder, mid-range jumper is good. So despite not being able to stop the Magic, the Thunder are back into a rhythm. They trail by 3. It's good to see Schroder get in the groove. Let's see if Paul George can get going. As Nerlens Noel has a huge block on Terrence Ross. 13 seconds left on the shot clock, but that was a huge left-handed block by Noel. Big time block by Noel. 13 on the shot clock. Magic have Aaron Gordon coming off a down screen. He can't knock down the jumper, but Patrick Patterson can't get a rebound. So now the Thunder are completely railing on the offensive glass. Gordon thinking about a 3. He goes to Ross for the 3. He misses it. Rebounded by Noel. So Nerlens Noel able to get that rebound. Schroder gets an and-1 as he was able to drive to the left baseline, draw contact on DJ Augustine, and get that bucket. And I was over the outstretched arms of Mo Bamba. So it's a 1-point game, 98-97. Schroder has an opportunity to tie this game. Schroder does tie the game after numerous bounces. 98-98, 9 minutes and 17 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter. Ross, straightaway 3, knocks it down. So Terrence Ross, a player capable of filling it up at any time. He averages 13 points on the season. And Dennis Schroder looks to respond, and he does. So the bench starting to pick up for both sides. I mentioned Terrence Ross. He's scored 51 points before as a member of the Toronto Raptors. Dennis Schroder, we've spoken at length about his ability to fill it up off the bench. He has 11 points thus far, so he's starting to pick it up. Game tied at 1-1. Gordon with a dribble handoff to Augustine. Augustine's guarded by Jeremy Grant. Fadeaway jumper for Augustine. Rims out, rebounded by Nerlens Noel. Russell Westbrook back into the game, working on the right wing, trying to get a basket, takes contact, and it doesn't fall for the and-1, but Westbrook will be going to the free throw line. So far, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists for Westbrook. His 17th triple-double of the season and 121st of his career, as that layup just eked out of the rim. First free throw for Westbrook is very short. Westbrook so far just 3 of 7 at the free throw line, which his free throw struggles have been well documented, and it's baffling at times when you consider, if you look at his form, it's relatively the same. The only difference is the routine, which he had to adjust due to the league saying they didn't want to prolong the game. So they going back to the three-point line in between free throws is considered a delay of game. So Westbrook had to change his routine, which has completely changed the entire way he shoots them at this point. But the Thunder get a stop. Aaron Gordon misses a 3, rebounded by Dennis Schroder. who has 11 points, came up with some huge baskets. Schroder mid-range jumper is good. So 3-point game, Thunder lead 104-101. Aaron Gordon with the basketball guarded by Noel. 10 on the shot clock. He has to get it to Simmons. Simmons thought about a three, gets it to Gordon. Gordon has to kick it out to Ross. 2 on the clock. Simmons for three. No good. Rebounded by Westbrook. Westbrook looking to push. Gets it down the lane at the rim, and he finishes. So 5-point game, 106-101. Westbrook trying to generate the offensive flow that we saw earlier in the game. A lot of that credit has to go to Dennis Schroder as well. Westbrook now with 23 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. So 6-point game, just under 8 minutes remaining. We'll be back. This is Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. Welcome back to Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. The Thunder on an 8-0 run over the last 1 minute and 45 seconds, which has increased their lead to 5 as Paul George chases Jeremy Grant off of the three-point line. Westbrook able to get the rebound. Westbrook attacking, trying to get it to Noel. It's deflected, but Noel saves it to Paul George, and he finishes the layup. So the Thunder now up 7, 6:45 remaining. The competitive response here in this fourth quarter is reminiscent of what a top-tier team should be. The Thunder were up by as many as 15 in that third period, but a 28-7 run by the Magic actually saw the Thunder fall down by as many as 8 in that period. So the Thunder at this point just trying to, salvage this game as best as possible. They were in a dangerous spot there. But Dennis Schroder, who just took a mid-range and makes it, has come up huge here in this fourth quarter to get the Thunder back into an offensive flow. And they're up by 7 now. Schroder with 15 points, 4 assists as we approach 6 minutes remaining. Paul George guarding Grant up at the top, 6 on the clock. He has to get a shot off. He thinks about a three, gets it to Vucevic, and he misses a jumper, rebounded by Grant, and he gets it to Westbrook, who, as I said throughout, has his 17th triple-double of the season. Schroder comes off a down screen, floater for Schroder, and it's good. So Dennis Schroder is just picked up offensively where Paul George left off in the first half. Schroder right now has 17 points, and his ability to heat up at the right time has put the Thunder in the driver's seat to finish this game and win their 6th in a row. Nine-point game for the Thunder, 5:34 remaining. But as we've seen throughout, the Magic have not gone away. So the same defensive urgency that we've seen over the last couple of possessions from the Thunder has to remain there. Schroder, 47%, and it's shooting 47% in the second half over the last 2 games. 4-8 guarded by Westbrook. Has to take a tough shot. Doesn't get it. Rebounded by Westbrook. Pushing the break as Westbrook. He gets it to Schroder. Schroder left wing 3 is good. So Dennis Schroder, big time 3-point shot for the Thunder. The Thunder right now look to, as I said, be in the driver's seat for their 6th consecutive win. Overcoming injuries, overcoming a tough stretch there in that latter part of that third period where the Magic went on a 28-7 run. Now, Dennis Schroder is completely hot. Steve Clifford has to call a timeout. 116-103, 5:11 remaining in this fourth period. Welcome back to Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. The Thunder have rolled the hot streak of Dennis Schroder here in this fourth period and got their lead back up to 13 after going down by as many as 8 late in that third period, which subsequently came after being up by as many as 15 in the third. So a game of runs. Dennis Schroder with another mid-range shot. He couldn't knock it down. So it's an 11-point game. As you look at Terrence Ross, 3-point shot. He knocks it down. So the Thunder have to be careful, as we've seen throughout. This is a Magic team that does not go away. And Billy Donovan calls a quick timeout just because He understands the significance of this 4:23 left in the fourth. We'll be back. This is Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. 116-108 Thunder lead. Welcome back to Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. The Orlando Magic, who were down by as many as 13, now trail by 5 with 4 minutes remaining. 116-111. Actually, they were down by 15 in that third period, but the Magic have responded consistently and have put pressure on this Thunder team to execute. Dennis Schroder was at the forefront of the fourth quarter scoring that opened up the 13-point lead for the Thunder. But now, with 3:40 remaining, the Magic just got a stop on Jeremy Grant. How will the Thunder respond? Vucevic inside looking for Aaron Gordon. He's fouled by Nerlens Noel. 3:32 remaining. The Thunder, if we go and look at this second half, it's been a game of runs. The Thunder got it up by as many as 15 off of a shot from Hamidou Diallo. They were completely clicking. Russell Westbrook completed a triple-double in the third period. In that first half, Paul George had 31 points. He hadn't scored in the third, but everyone was getting involved. Nerlens Noel, Jeremy Grant. The Thunder were up by 15. Then the Magic go on a 28-7 run to go up by as many as 8 in that third period. But then the Thunder finished the third quarter strong, get close, and now with Dennis Schroder taking over in the fourth, the Thunder went up by as many as 13. But now, 3 minutes remaining, Paul George with the basketball attacking, looking to get to the rim, takes contact, and he scores. No foul, but the Thunder up 7, 118-111. 2:58 remaining. Paul George with 35.6 rebounds, 4 assists. How will the Thunder execute down the stretch? Evan Fournier looking for Gordon inside, looking for Vucevic inside. He's fouled by Westbrook. They showed a replay of Paul George breaking down Terrence Ross, takes contact before going to the rim. He looks directly at the ref after because he's being fouled throughout the possession, not only from Ross, but also Aaron Gordon. But with that said, 7 on the clock, Gordon with the basketball goes to Vucevic, guarded by Noel. He gets the floater to fall, so it's still a 5-point game, back and forth. This Thunder and Magic matchup has been historically great down the stretch over the last 4 years or so. If you go back to the big-time double overtime matchup between the Thunder and Magic when Victor Oladipo was a member of the Magic and Kevin Durant was a member of the Thunder, they had a big-time war. And then if you go back to 2017 where Westbrook actually tied the game on a three-point shot to get 50 points, goes into overtime, scores 57 on a triple-double. Big-time MVP performance from Westbrook there as the Thunder are in another war against the Magic, up by 7 with the basketball, 1:55 remaining. Westbrook looking to set up Jeremy Grant instead, denies the screen, goes into the paint against Fournier, looking for Noel inside. Floater from Noel is good. So 9-point game, great competitive response from the Thunder as the Magic look to get it within 5. But Westbrook tonight, 23 points, 13 rebounds, 12 assists. Terrence Ross, 3-point shot over Schroder is no good, rebounded by Westbrook. So Westbrook content with just dribbling out the clock, looking to utilize time. Westbrook, guarded by Gordon, at the paint, gets Noel for another assist. Timeout by Clifford. Westbrook and the Thunder up 11. Great competitive response, as I said. 1:17 remaining. This is the type of execution that Billy Donovan wants to see consistently for 48 minutes. As great as they are in pockets of time, there are stretches where they go through droughts and they don't necessarily get the proper execution or shot selection. But, with anything, you got to give credit where credit is due. The Magic have just competed tonight. And whenever the Thunder have made a run or tried to take control of the game, the Magic have been game to respond. So with this opportunity, 1:17 left, up by 11, the Thunder can go on to win their 6th straight, improve their record to 7-3 over their last 10, which is a great, great record in 10 games. And now, at this point, you're trying to really put a stranglehold on that 3 spot in the West. If you can do that, you could potentially get a matchup with the Portland Trail Blazers or a or Utah Jazz, and put yourself in position to get a quality first round matchup. And then in that second round, if Denver does what they have to do, you have a matchup with Denver that can propel you to a Western Conference matchup against, albeit the prohibited favorite, Golden State, if they do what they have to do. As I look at this Thunder broadcast, they say that Dennis Schroder is the player of the game, and rightfully so. 18 points in the fourth quarter, 21 total. So that shows you what he did when the game was on the line to really shift this game back into the Thunder's clutches. Terrence Ross able to draw the foul on Paul George, 1:13 remaining. So if you're the Thunder, you want to see the Magic use as much time as possible. The Thunder have 2 timeouts. The Magic are out of timeouts. So you don't want to stop the clock for them under any circumstances. Gordon trying to get it to Fournier. And again, another foul by Dennis Schroder. 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining here in his fourth quarter. Fournier can't finish that free throw, but Nerlens Noel able to protect that paint as the Magic had an opportunity to score, and Westbrook comes right back with another assist for Jeremy Grant. Big time block from Nerlens Noel to save a basket. It's now a 12-point game, 57 seconds left. And another block from Schroder. 48 seconds left. Thunder content once again with dribbling out this clock. 5 blocks from Nerlens Noel tonight. Great job in relief of Steven Adams, who has to recover from a sprained ankle. I'm not quite sure what just happened there. The Thunder got a shot clock violation. Aaron Gordon knocks in the 3. So 21 seconds left. Paul George with the basketball. He's going to just dribble it out at this point. 9-point game, 126-117. Paul George performed spectacularly in that first half. 31 points for Paul George. The ability to get any shot he wanted in that first half really put the Thunder in position to finish this game, to start this game strong. But like I said, the Magic just continuously responded from a competitive standpoint. George only scored 6 points in that second half. Russell Westbrook finished his 17 triple-double of the season with 23 points, 14 rebounds, 14 assists. Dennis Schroder actually saved the Thunder there in that second half. Most importantly, in that fourth period, we scored 18 points to put the game back in their control. The Thunder were up by as many as 15, but a bad offensive rebounding stretch for them, or giving up offensive rebounds, I should say, put them in a bad position where the Magic went by as many as 8 in that third period. But a strong finish to that third period actually put them back into a momentum swing. And Schroder came in the fourth, hit some huge baskets to put the Thunder in position to finish the game. And when Westbrook and Paul George came in, they put the clamps down. Some big-time assists to Jeremy Grant, Nerlens Noel, and Schroder from Westbrook only solidified this game. And the Thunder wins their 6th in a row. So they're firing on all cylinders in terms of winning. I think for them, they've been able to weather many storms, and because they've had to deal with different injuries, deal with different setbacks, they've been able to become more versatile and it's helped their team evolve in a situation like this. This could have been a trap game. This is a Magic team who came into the game 20 and 30, but they compete very hard at home, and they're known to upset many teams. So you're a Thunder team. You're considered one of the elite teams. You're gonna get the Magic's best, but they do respond with a win. They respond, like I said, overcoming different adverse situations. So now you get 3 days off before traveling to 3 days off before playing Miami, a tough team in the East, not necessarily elite, but they compete at a high level. They're exceptionally well coached, and Thunder will have to be on their P's and Q's on the defensive end, especially if Steven Adams isn't able to come back. And also, they were missing Terrence Ferguson, who was out due to back spasms. So you got a Miami team who's starting to hit their stride as well. They've overcome a lot of different injuries. This is Dwayne Wade's last game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, so that means it's his last game against Paul George and Russell Westbrook. So we know he's going to try to put forth a competitive, dominant effort like we're used to seeing over this last run for him. So that's going to be a particular matchup we got to pay attention to. And like I said, if Steven Adams is out, they have a lot of bigs in Hassan Whiteside, Bam Adebayo, and just countless other bigs that can make it difficult on the glass. And you got Justice Winslow, also a point guard now for the Miami Heat, who's actually big, so he can make it difficult on the glass as well. How would the Thunder respond? How would they respond to Kelly Olynyk closing out? Will he be able to knock down threes? The Thunder have shown a propensity to struggle against defending the three-point shot. So we'll see how that goes. But before we get there, let's bask in this victory. 126 to 117. The Thunder are able to close out a win. 6 in a row. They're still third in the West. We'll be back. This is Ask Isaiah in-game NBA analysis. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.